There's always a lot of debate about what is the best role in solo queue. Jungle and mid mains say better bot wins, AD carries and support say better jungle wins, and top laners sit in their lane trying to stay awake and eat glue. So who is it? Who's right? What's the best role? Sadly, such a statement is pretty subjective, which is of course exactly why the whole bloody argument exists in the first place, but what we can do is defer to an expert. How about arguably the best solo queue player to have ever played League of Legends? This young champ's name is Apdo, or Dopa. You've probably heard of him, but if not, long story short is he's an enigmatically skilled Korean mid laner who was permabanned from competitive play for boosting accounts. He's said to be one of the few players who can match Faker in raw skill, but that's kind of a what-if case given his situation. He also earned a six-figure sum by winning a competition to reach rank 1 in China, something he did from scratch in just a few weeks. And he also looks exactly like the charismatic anti-hero you would imagine. So that's Apdo, or Dopa. I think it's fair to say that if we could trust anyone's opinion on this topic, it's probably his. Anyway, he was recently interviewed, and among the questions were his thoughts on the state of solo queue and what is the best role. Warning, the answer may surprise you. Although, seeing as I put that in the title, it probably won't surprise you because now you're expecting the unexpected. But despite me being a YouTuber, Lance, this is a legitimate statement. No clickbait. You'll see. Full credit goes to Quark Gluon Lepton on Reddit for translating his interview in from Korean. Plus 10 points for your translation skills, mate, but -1 for having a name I can't pronounce. That makes me look like a bit of a bellend. I'll link to the full interview in the description if you want to read through it all. So, according to Apdo, what is the best role? It's support. No joke, he thinks support is the best role. In order, he thinks that it's support, then mid lane, then AD carry, then jungle, and then top lane off crying somewhere in the distance. So not quite the better jungler wins that you might have been expecting. Apdo basically feels like support is twice as strong now compared to what it used to be in the past. Whereas before, support was basically half of an AD carry. Nowadays, it's the AD carry who's the little brother. Which isn't to say that being a little brother is a lame spot to be in. I should know. I'm a little brother myself, and it could be worse. I could be an older brother, which would really suck. At least from my experience, because my older brother is a knob. But he is stronger than me, so the analogy works for this point. He's basically like Hodor to my Bran, except sadly he's still alive. I'm just kidding. I love my brother, really. He's great. And I'm only saying that because I do truly feel very lucky to have him, not because I don't want to get clobbered around the head if he hears me say this. Anyway, Apdo feels like in the past, even if bot lane got ahead, they'd still get rolled by a strong top or jungler, at least in the early game. Whereas nowadays, he thinks it's totally the other way around. If your bot wins, they can roll out and smash everything else. To an extent, this honestly makes a decent amount of sense from the perspective that bot lane has 2 players in it, right? So that's 2 strong members on your team with that lane winning instead of just like 1, as you have with the other lanes. And that lines up with what Apdo is saying. Essentially, now the support can influence things a lot more than they used to be able to. He also thinks support is the easiest role to play, biggest reason being there's far less for them to have to focus on in the lane phase, specifically with CSing, so that allows them to nail the other stuff. He also mentions that he thinks supports get their gold too fast considering this. Does Apdo want to nerf the supports? Actually, yes. Outside of the reduction to their gold generation, he really wants to see some tuning to Locket. He's not a fan of the zero skill AoE abilities. Support should be able to adequately protect in a 2v2. He's all good with that, but Locket gives a lot more than just the 2v2. And he thinks melee supports in general are just pretty busted right now. He had this interesting suggestion of giving supports wards again, but like the empowered smites for junglers, only available to those who bought the support item. Make these wards cheaper, make them have a shorter duration, and then the support becomes a lot more about tactics than pure strength. But enough talk about the supports. Interestingly enough, he thinks that mid difference will determine all games where bot lanes go even. He actually goes so far to say that even if your bot lane full on ints if you're playing a strong or meta mid laner, you can still carry. Mid is the best laning role that gives you the best roaming ability, so you can help your laners out where needed, but also still be that physical, actual carry. And that just about sums up everything that Apdo said in the interview regarding the strengths and weaknesses of solo queue. The only flaw to his views is he's probably talking about things from a very high-end perspective, like challenger level stuff, not really taking the average player's experience into consideration. So if you still adamantly believe that better jungler wins or AD carries the most high impact role in solo queue, then there's a good argument for it, because you can just write off everything I've said in this video as, oh, it's Korean challenger stuff, it doesn't apply to me. Honestly, I think if you're smurfing, there is a very good argument for saying that jungling has the highest potential impact in a game. But honestly, I could talk for a very long time about what role is the best and all that lovely business, but I don't really think I'm particularly qualified for it, so I'm just going to leave it at this, and hopefully I don't get flamed in the comments. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you liked it or you found it useful. You can subscribe to me for more League of Legends content. Go hit me up with a follow on Twitter and Twitch, and check out my second channel, which has full gameplays every other day. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video.